Do you love traveling? Well, it's a question akin to, do children love sweets? Sure, everyone, irrespective of age, loves going on a tour. It gives us pleasure unspeakable, everlasting memories, and real-life experience. A trip around the country is equal to reading 100 books. Now let's listen to the poem titled Marvellous Travel by the Malaysian poet Joshua Fernandez. The poem is about the travel experience of the poet. The poem, like a mirror, reflects the sights the poet sees and the feelings that evoke in his mind. The poet shares the varieties of wonderful experience of sorrows and tears throughout his journey. The poet witnessed the plight or the sad condition of people who cry silently because some of their dear and near ones left them without saying goodbye. Maybe they lost their intimate friends or they died untimely. During the journey, the poet met human beings, that is, men, women, and children, and found their pain the same everywhere. What he saw made him think, and the thought became the subject of his poem. The painful experience of the people he met during the journey made the poet think about birth, life, and death, as Sri Buddha sought answer to why sorrows and death happen in human life. Hence, the poet says, I travel with my thoughts. These experiences the poet had through his eyes fill his mind as sad thoughts, and the thoughts flow into paper through his pen and becomes a beautiful poem, like a flower blooms on a plant. The poet shares his experience through his voice, which means he speaks out his feelings or shares in the poem. We readers of the poem also join him voicing his feelings. As we all hope a better time, the poet also expects an end to the sorrows and instead a peaceful and happier time would come. The poet says, pain and problem of man are same everywhere in the world. It is no religion, region or boundary. The poet travelled across the world, mixed with the people with a different religion, culture, dress, jewels specific to races. Finally, towards the end of the poem, the poet says, I travelled without money because my journey was not a pleasure trip to enjoy life, but to experience the pain, poverty, and problems man faced across the globe. Hence, the poet requests the readers to believe what he says, because his poem is a testimony or certificate of real life experience he had from his journey through the length and breadth of the world. The poem ends in a message. Every experience is a knowledge. So, let's go in search of new experience. It will add to our great knowledge in our life. Marvellous Travel by Joshua Fernandez. I travel with my eyes, watching those silently cry, asking themselves the question why someone left them without saying goodbye. I travel with my thoughts, I travel with my pen, to write about children, women, and men. I travel with my voice, I travel with my hope. that something new would spring into my horoscope, whether in Asia, America, or Europe. There will always be something interesting to scope. I travel to many different places, mix with many races, identify tribesmen by their faces, and little girls by their laces. I travel without money, so please listen to my testimony. The good, the bad, and even ugly, every experience is worth life's journey, for I'll always be marveled whenever I travel.
The poet keenly observes everything that comes along his way and enjoys them. He travels with his thoughts and with his pen. He records his travel experiences. He hopes to have new experiences that would change his life. During his journey, he meets different types of people like children, women, men, tribesmen, and little girls. He travels without money. Every experience is worth life's journey. Life is a journey from birth to death. The journey of life offers a mixture of good and bad experiences. Such experiences may help the individual in facing the challenges of life. Steady rhythm makes the poet perfect. It is divided into uneven stanzas. They follow a musical flow. No proper rhyme scheme is followed. Rhythm and figures of speech like alliteration and assonance make the poem charming.
Now let's take a look at the profile of the poet. Joshua Fernandez is a Malaysian film director and designer. Born on the 19th of April 1974, he believes in creative collaboration. He started working in the film industry from 1995. His first performance as director was in 2000. He is a noted composer also, and he has produced numerous music albums too.
Sir, why does the poet say that I travel with my eyes and thoughts?
During the journey, the poet sees the miseries of people and the scenes move his heart.
Sir, what does the poet mean by I travel with my pen?
The experience during the journey makes the poet write a poem.
What does the expression something new would spring into my horoscope mean?
It expects to see better sights to write a poem full of happiness and joy instead of sorrows and miseries.
Sir, who are the different types of people the poet met during his journey?
Poet met men, women, and children of different religion, and culture.
Sir, what does the poet mean by every experience is worth life journey?
Poet says that experience is the best teacher. This is an eye-opening message to man. We get a chance to understand the problem of others too.